playing a lot of Fortnite lately, you know, classic stuff. It's pretty fun, you know. Maybe you think it's the best game of all time. Maybe you think it's the worst game of all time. Love it or hate it is a thing that people do. Fortnite is everywhere right now. Battle Royales in general seem to just be running around, taking up everybody's time and opinions, and I think it's pretty fun. I think that they're pretty good. They're usually just shooter games. There's a few in there that go beyond that, I would say, but usually they're going to be shooters, and naturally they're going to be competitive in some way. You want to win. It's a battle royale. It's you versus the world, and I think that there's a lot of potential there. There's a ton of potential in the battle royale format. I would say even it's even unlimited potential. The sky is the limit when it comes to battle royales. And I think that some games are definitely testing those limits, and they're really, really cool when they do. And even if it's the simple, well, not necessarily simple, but the certainly tested FPS battle royale, you know, Fortnite, PUBG, Apex, games even like Spellbreak comes to mind, where it's like kind of different, but still in that like shoot the enemies, you win. And that's well and good. Those games are fun. I think that obviously people have a ton of fun playing those games, and there's very good reason for why those work. So that's what I want to break down first in this, because, you know, clearly there's something working well in the battle royale format, which is why I think the sky is so high. But let's break down first why these games work so well. For one, you get instant gratification in these games. You're immediately put into the action. There's no warm-up. There's no time investment at all. When I click play, outside of maybe a 30-second load time, depending on the game, I'm playing. I'm in the action, and that action never changes. The beginning of a game is going to be mechanically the same for the most part as the end of the game. When there's 100 people left in Fortnite, I'm running around looking for enemies. When there's 2 people running around in Fortnite, I'm running around looking for enemy in that case. And then you got the arcade style play, which is, you know, that's what I call it, kind of like any game that you can just plug in and play, kind of similar to the instant gratification in a way. But you know, you could just boot up the game whenever you want. There's no time sensitivity. You don't necessarily have to do anything. You just have to have the game installed. There's no loading in terms of gameplay, and you don't have to do much to really get into the game. And as soon as you're done, you're done. You just play for as long as you want. You can get home from work. I want to chill out, play some games, plug in a battle royale, run the day. It'll be pretty fun. And then there's lots of freedom. Also, I would say there is unlimited potential in the strategic options that you can take in the great majority of these games. Looking at any of the FPS battle royale type games, you can hunt down, go nuts looking for kills, or you can hide it out, you can be stealthy, or maybe you want to go some extra route where you're like, oh, I'm gonna set up a trap or pick off enemies with a certain weapon, or do any number of things. And that a lot of that depends on what the mechanics the game has to offer for you. Fortnite has building, which adds something, and they have the no build mode now, where it's just run and gun, but there's lots of tools and objects that they give you in the game to interact with and give you extra strategy and freedom. Additionally, there is usually 3D movement, 3D platforming. Essentially, you know, you run around. It's an arena, but it's also a sandbox within the arena, and there's something appealing just about that, because it's fun even when you're not engaged in combat. You're just running around, having fun, and moving about freely, jumping up and down, moving in every dimension. That's great. Lots of freedom there, and it's liberating gameplay because you essentially get to do whatever you want within the confines of these games. And added bonus, you get to play with your friends every now and then. This is not true of every battle royale game, but generally speaking, I would say, like, you know, maybe 3 out of every 4, there is potential to play with your friends, or at least play against your friends if you can't team up with them. You know, you can squads in Fortnite, squads in Fall Guys, and you can like in a a weird one that I'll talk about. Don't you worry, I've got some fun ones in mind. Like in Agario, you and your friends can join the same lobby. Yeah, remember Agario? Everybody's favorite game to play on the high school, middle school computer lab computer. Yeah, let's play Agario until it got blocked. Those assholes blocking Agario. How dare they? And then added bonus is that there's no downtime. As soon as you lose, the game is you join in a new one. There's no waiting. I want to play the entire time. You get concentrated gameplay. You never have to wait. And this is, I think, extremely appealing to especially like min-maxing gamers, where it's like, I've got an hour to play games. Do I want to waste that time in any way, shape, or form engaging in, I don't know, essentially pleasantries with the game, or like ramping up to the action or something? And you know that there's nothing wrong with that. There's plenty of payoff there, especially like a narrative-based game. But if it's just like, I just want something easy and fun, I'm gonna play Battle Royale, because as soon as I lose, I can hop into a new one, and the fun never stops, as long as I think it's fun, of course. So these games have a ton going for them, I would say, and I don't think that it's any small coincidence that they just keep getting pumped out. Battle Royales keep happening, and I think that we should embrace it, honestly. I don't think that they deserve a lot of the vilification that I've heard. And it's internet hearsay, so to speak, and I think some of that is to do with the player bases that these games often get. Fortnite is famously dominated by 12-year-olds, but doesn't mean it's not fun, and that doesn't mean that it's not a great game for somebody who's just having fun. Gaming, it's not fun, why bother? So just go for it. So I think that the player base is slightly to blame in some of these cases, but I think that some people also just think that it's simple, almost, even for some of the reasons that I just outlined as to why they have so much potential. But this is also compounded how a lot of these games are just more drops in the bucket of shoot 'em up, get the bad guys, you're the best. And this one really highlights get the bad guys, you're the best, way more than any other type of FPS game, whether it's team or like somehow narratively driven. There's plenty of games that don't go into this format in the end, like rising to popularity now that it's gone free. I want to look at Fall Guys. Fall Guys is incredibly competitive and is a great format for the Battle Royale. I think it almost sets the mold for what a Battle Royale can be without necessarily having to be combative or violent in some way. And there is limited combat, I would say, in Fall Guys. Some of this stuff could be combat, I guess, me grabbing somebody, or like any of the like team versus ones, but it's a race at the end of the day. You are racing, and they knock people off based on who's losing the race, and the emphasis there is on 3D platforming instead of running and gunning, just running. And maybe even that sounds more simple for some reason, unfortunately, than the FPS format. But the emphasis is significantly different. I've always thought of Fall Guys as competitive Mario 64, and naturally that format works because you're getting those chops and you're getting that experience of a 3D platformer, getting that tight platforming, tight movement with these fun little characters. And you don't have to do any loading for it. You don't have to do any time investment. I want to play some Mario 64. I want to hop right into the gameplay, and I want to show the world that I'm maybe a little bit better than everybody else. And there we go. Fall Guys is perfect for that. It is absolutely great. So it's never not going to be competitive. That is a thing here. On the other side of that, it's like we can't eliminate things like combat and violence, even though like some games are going to do that well, some games aren't going to do that well. It just depends on the type of game. It's always going to be competitive. So that's at least the one qualifying lens here. It's always going to be competitive. And I think all sorts of games could be labeled Battle Royale. Like, I don't know, to really scoop out of the barrel, even Among Us could be considered a Battle Royale in some ways, because if you don't play with the assumption that there are teams, even though there are teams, everybody's out for themselves. This is an arena full of players, and we're all trying to win, but that doesn't mean we all have to win alone. It's almost like squad Battle Royale in that way. And additionally to this point, I would say that anything can be royalified. The potential is limitless. The royalification of gaming, I think, is an inevitable turn for a lot of industries that are looking to boost what they've got going on. I think you can see this a lot from Nintendo, actually. They have been doing excellent work in that field, like Tetris 99, Mario 35, Pac-Man 99. These are games that are just modified single-player versions of the game. When I played Mario 35, it's so upsetting that they removed Mario 35. Please give me back Mario 35, Nintendo. It was such a fun game. And that was just Mario. But they went the extra length to modify the game. Those modifications made it a battle royale. Doing well in Mario 35, being good at Mario would punish other players. Same thing in Tetris. Tetris is not a competitive game, but they made it one. And that's impressive, and there's something there that's special. That could be done to any number of games. Just by being good, either gives you a bonus over your competition, or somehow punishes the competition explicitly, like in Tetris. So that the Mario one and the Tetris one are kind of the like two looks there, where being good at Tetris, the modification explicitly punishes the opponent, while being good at Mario, while there is room to explicitly punish your opponents, you can also explicitly give yourself boosts through the items, where you get like a mushroom or a flower or a star by getting the combos on the enemies. There's a lot of different ways that you can take that, but by themselves, normally, you know, Mario and Tetris, while they are like kind of arcade style, this introduces a level of competitiveness between them. And you know, there's that qualifying keyword with the Realification, and generally, you know, another thing that's great about the battle royale format is the games are generally free. That was, I mean, Fall Guys is a testament to that, you know, and when boom after they went free, and that speaks for itself. So these games are usually pretty accessible in that way too, and they're not tight either when they're done well. So nearly any medium can be spoken to here because of creative gameplay implementation. Think of really like any game that involves objectives, I would say, and explicit objectives. You know, Mario, you can play Mario in a handful of different ways, for sure. You know, you can I don't know, take it slow, take it fast, speed run it even, or maybe get a fire flower and knock out all the enemies real quick. But there is an objective that is absolutely explicit. Get to the flag. If you don't get to the flag in the timer, you lose. There's no way around that. You lose. So in that similar vein, if a game has that as a qualifying factor, you must win or you lose, that it can be royalified. And I think that this is great for games because it is just a limitless well of opportunity. It's great for players too because of this modification, you know, this freedom. It puts the games in the hand of the players, and it lets you test your chops. You know, even like Mario was never competitive. It could be. You know, you look at like speedrun.com, it can be competitive, but they specifically pitted Mario players against each other. That's attractive. That's fun. That is something that I'm interested in because I think I'm good at Mario. I want to play games against other Mario players, but that doesn't really make sense. The only qualifying thing there is speedrunning. So how am I going to do that? Well, Nintendo found a way, and I hope that these companies keep finding a way, because there's a way with any game that meets those qualifications. And they're very bottom floor, even explicit objectives and hurdles, and a way to integrate those into either punishing another player or giving yourself bonuses that distinguish you above other players. And I'm really excited about it, honestly. I think that we should welcome battle royale type games with open arms, because offering up new experiences and giving old games, old experiences, even, you know, new life in this competitiveness and the arena format that it offers. I think it's a great offering for games, and I hope to see more of these creative, not necessarily, I mean, I don't think that like FPS games are necessarily bad. That's just the format that kind of created this. And I mean, like, a lot of people credit the original Battle Royale as Minecraft Hunger Games, and that's like barely an FPS. It's more of a, you know, it's Minecraft. Maybe you get a bow if you're lucky in the original draw of items, but like it all started there, and that's incredibly popular. The thing is a gold mine, so I think it's a great boon for both developers and for players. There can be some negativity ingrained with it, but good games are going to shine through, and helpful player models are going to shine through as well. So I'd like to know what you think too. I think that there is a unlimited well of ideas for this, and there's a lot of games that I would like to see Realified. Like I think one that would be really, really cool, just off the top of my head, like Wii Sports, perfect format. Any of those games are so simple. They're so simple, and they're fun, and you can take some creativity in getting good at them, like learning the ins and outs of games like the Wii Sports Baseball, even, that one, like, super simple. You can't even do fielding, but there's ways to trick the game. You can do special pitching. You can do stuff with your batting. Like it's motion controls. That's a whole other can of worms with motion controls. But just as an example. So what do you think? I think that the sky is the limit with these, and I would like to keep seeing the format tested, because it is so much more than just everybody for themselves, FPS, shoot up the bad guys, run all over the place. There is an unlimited well of potential here with Battle Royale games. And that's all I got for you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hearing me out. If you liked what I'm putting out there and you want to support the channel, help me keep doing what I'm doing, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe so that you get a notification the next time I put one out. All right, that's all I got, team. Thanks for watching, and don't forget,
I can't wait to drop off the battle bus and meet some of you on the battlefield in Fortnite.